have you seen that this is a trend that people start buying houses after the election?
Just start paying attention to what's going on in the market and then take advantage.
And affordability is the worst it's ever been.
So whether you're for Trump or Kamala, should you wait until after the election to buy a home? The presidential elections are coming up, and it could mean a lot for our economy, and especially the home buying economy, the real estate industry. I am here with Susan South, who is a veteran real estate agent and coach, and we're going to discuss this. Hey, Susie.
Hey, hi guys.
First, we're going to watch a quick clip, and then we're going to break it all down for you and give you our predictions.
Well, the shaky start to the week on Wall Street may be good news for prospective home buyers. It could force the Fed to move faster toward a rate cut, bringing down mortgage rates in the process.
But buyers might want to wait until after the election to make a move. According to one study, home prices and the number of homes sold normally increase the year after a presidential election.
Joining us now to help break it all down, Nest Seekers International Chief Economist Aaron Sykes. Aaron, thanks for being with us. So again, we're seeing rates come down a little bit. We believe the Fed's going to cut rates, but home prices are still really high. So where do we go? Are we going to have more opportunity for home buyers who want that first home and to live the American dream?
Yeah, so I think this is a sneak preview as to what is going to come towards the end of the year, because yes, we've seen the 30-year move down without the Fed touching the Fed funds rate, which is a great sign. Now, if we do get the cut in September, it will probably end up around 6.25 by the end of the year. That said, earlier this week, we were calling perhaps for an emergency cut. I don't see that on the table since we did rally back today. However, the real caveat is what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it more about the home price or is it more about your mortgage rate? And right now, inventory is starting to sit. Things are there for 180 plus days. And I'm lucky in that I work in the Florida market as well as the New York City market. And in Florida, particularly in Palm Beach, we have been running 6 months almost to the day tracking ahead of New York City. And we pulled back 6 to 9 months ago. Our inventory is over 180 days on market. We have 36% more inventory on this year versus last year. So I expect that to follow suit in the rest of the country as well.
So there is more inventory, but are you starting to see, and it's sitting on market longer, but are prices coming down? Because that's the adjustment that you need to see. Because mortgage rates, the inventory problem is related to people who have mortgages that are like 3.5% and they're not selling. But you have mortgage rates that are still expensive and home prices that are way too high, and affordability is the worst it's ever been. Are people cutting their asking prices to move their homes? Because ultimately you need to have that equilibrium.
Exactly. And so we're not necessarily seeing huge price cuts. We're starting to see people tiptoe into the price cuts. However, what is actually going into contract is going into contract 10 to 20% below ask. So you have to be aggressive as a buyer. Don't pay attention to the list price. Really go in, make your own deal, state a case for that deal, exactly what you just said. And you can find this happy medium of a falling interest rate environment plus a falling price environment, but it's going to be a blip in the radar, so it's not going to last very long.
So you got to time it right.
Exactly.
Aaron Sykes, great to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So you've been in the market a long time and you've been through different elections. Have you seen that this is a trend that people start buying houses after the election?
I have seen that there is a wait and see, depending on who is going to go into office after the election. So elections are in November, and there are people that will wait until after the new person is put into office. That does actually happen quite often.
So, and I can imagine that, because if you think about it, no matter what, people are feeling that there's an uncertainty during an election. You don't know either way. And right after someone gets elected, there's usually a calm because people have more confidence in the market. So that makes a ton of sense to me. But I even know people who are waiting to see on any type of big purchase.
Yep,
I know
cars,
some people,
I've seen it. Yep.
Well, actually, the person that I know is waiting to see if he's going to buy a huge plane until after the
Okay.
election. But he actually wants to see who's going to win the election for that one. Um,
I don't have that as a reference for when I do things. I'm not waiting to buy a plane, but okay.
well, but this is a big purchase. And for most people, it's the biggest purchase they're going to
Yeah.
make, right?
Yeah, and what I put it to, and part of this is just how how I read it, is there's interest rates that are associated with different policies. And the interest rates may be your thought is that they're going to go up or they're going to go down, and depending on who it is that goes into the office. Most of the time, and we're going to just put a little pin in the 2020 period of time because we had COVID going on, and so there
It
was a
was
lot
is an
that was
anomaly,
happening.
right?
It's an anomaly, so it's not necessarily the best reference. However, there are some times when leading up to an election and then right after the election, before the new administration, or if it's the same administration that's going to go back into the office, that they are making some changes. And so that is something that gives people pause, and they sometimes are just a matter of what's going to happen before they make that big decision.
Now, the mortgage rates have been dropping a little,
They have.
even without the Fed doing anything.
Yes, yes.
So if the Fed makes a cut in September, and thinking in September, we're not in the spring season, the spring summer season anymore, but we're sort of still there, aren't we? Sort of.
Sort of. Yeah. There's, our lifestyles have changed so much that there are people that are moving at all different times of the year. Definitely when you're in areas where weather and the school system is going to be a huge factor in the move, you are going to see spring tends to be busier. Now, where I live in Florida, our season, we do have a bump because we have snowbirds that come down during certain times of the year before the winter months start. And then we also have the school system. So those people that are local, like myself, that live here, the kids, getting them into a new school system, we typically don't want to make that move during a school year. So yes, we are about to be in a time that is probably a lull in the market overall. But I'll tell you, if we start seeing this again, this is me reading the tea leaves. If
Right.
I am looking at the interest rates going down, which it looks like there's a lot of indicators that they're going to go down even more. They've gone down a little bit.
Right.
They've gone down to what they were probably a year ago, depending on the type of loan. And if they continue to do that, and if they take a larger dip, I think that we're going to have a lot of home buyers that have been on the fence going back into the market and taking advantage of it.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And I also feel as though people are tired of waiting to move on with their lives, sellers and buyers.
Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of people that I talk to on the regular basis that in the past year, they've been in a situation where they didn't have to make the move. And therefore, they're just kind of like seeing what's going on. And I am of the school, you just take advantage of the market when you have those opportunities. And it looks like we are going to have a little bit of a dip.
I know in the Northeast, or at least in the New York, New Jersey area where I am, it's still very much a seller's market. And I know a lot of people don't want to move because they have those wonderful 2-3% mortgage rates. So why would you
I don't
want
want
to
to move. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say that there's more inventory coming on the market every day. I mean, even when you and I were preparing, we have our home buyers course, agent-free home buyers course with the Center for Real Estate Education. Even we were doing research on that. Didn't you see, like, there were a ton of homes in the area that you did the whole Zillow search for, right? There were a ton of homes, and I was completely surprised.
There are more homes coming on the market in most metropolitan areas. We are seeing that. There is a difference between where you are versus where I am in Florida. And then there's also in the video that we watched, it was interesting because honestly, the market that she was talking about is so very different than what I'm going through, as well as what the Northeast is. And we're not having a lot of homes that sit on the market for 3 to 4 months. It does
Okay.
happen. It does happen, but a lot of that has to do with if it's priced too high. So it just tells you, even in a place like I am on the other side of Florida versus what was going on in the video, and our market is completely different than that.
So it's really hyper local.
It is.
Extremely hyper
It
local.
is.
I found it really interesting, and maybe you can say where buyers should draw the line. So I found it interesting that in the video, she said that buyers shouldn't be as tied to the listing price as they have been for the past couple of years. David and I, my husband David and I, bought 2 years ago, and we went over asking. We had to go over asking. But now it seems like maybe you can lowball it a little if you feel, if you feel racy and confident enough. What do you think?
Yes, if you're a little frisky, you
Mhm.
could try. You could definitely do that. And my recommendation is, and this is honestly how I will approach a buyer. If I'm working with a buyer and they've decided that they like a house and they want to put in an offer and they want to try way below what I think it's ever going to sell for, is I will ask them, okay, I am going to present this and I can, I can sell the ice to an Eskimo if I need to. And yet, if you are wanting to go way, way, way below, tell me why.
Mm.
Because I need to be able to, whatever your reasons are, I need to utilize that when it comes to selling that to either the listing agent or the seller. And think of why you want to lowball it. So if you want to lowball
Mhm.
it because the market is telling you that houses are going to sell for a lot less than what they're listed for, go for it. But have some reasons behind it. This is not a fire sale. We are not in a situation where
Right.
homes are just going to be 20 and 30% below what they're listed for unless they're drastically overpriced. So just keep that in mind. It's just unrealistic and it kind of wastes your time, and you think that you're going to possibly get that great deal, and you're
And you're
probably not going to
probably
get
not, right?
close.
What
Yeah.
about if you want to put in a lower offer, doing an escalation clause?
Yes. So you can do that. You could definitely do that.
What, so
So
explain to everyone. I mean,
what
I'm not the best person to do it. You explain what is an escalation clause.
so an escalation clause is you write your offer, and let's use 500,000 as our marker. The house is listed at 500,000 and you think you don't want to pay more than what it's listed for. However, the houses are selling fairly quickly in that area and you kind of think it's going to go a little bit higher and you're willing to pay more for the house. So you could put in an escalation clause, which is really a document that goes along with the contract that will say, I'm offering you 500. If you have other offers that are above my price of 500, I am willing to go up in price to a certain amount, and you put in whatever that amount is.
So let's say
What hap-
$2,000 over whatever the next person goes,
Yep, yep.
up
It could
to
be
525.
exactly. So you have to put in what the amount is that you'll go over another person's
Mhm.
offer, and then you also have to put a limit. So I'm willing to go to 530,
Right.
and I'm willing to go $2,000 over anyone else's offer price of only $2,000 and up to 530,000.
Got it. Okay, so an escalation clause is another way that you could sort of key in on what's happening in the market, what's happening with the Fed, what's happening with the election, and being able to go a little bit under, because we're not going to see. I can't see us seeing the housing prices drop, but they might be a little bit more apt to accept something that's a tiny bit lower.
Well, no, the what I will say is different that I have seen in the market as
Oh,
compared to the video. We're about 5% lower than we were in the entire county that I'm in.
Okay.
So last year
Okay.
versus this year. So we have dropped about 5%. Now that's counting for everything. Luxury has been hit probably the hardest in that, but your average home really hasn't gone down quite that much.
Okay, so I don't know for our market, but that would be great for people, especially agents out there who are listening to this. Please comment, like, subscribe, of course, but in the comments, let us know what are housing prices doing in your market. Are they going down? Are you seeing them holding the same? Also, let's just sum this up. So I want to know from you, Susie. No matter, Trump, Kamala, doesn't matter. At the election, are we going to see home prices explode? Or not home prices. Are we going to see home sales explode?
Explode? No, I don't think so. There's still way too many people that have really good interest rates that they're not going to all of a sudden put all of their houses up on the market. Some will.
Okay.
Yeah, some definitely will. I think that the interest rate is really what's going to make the biggest difference in bringing more home buyers that are ready to buy a home to the market. And in actuality, I think we are probably going to stay pretty slight changes up or down, and that's really about it.
So I think, personally, that people are tired of waiting or people are tired of putting their life on hold. And I think it's not going to wait for the election. It's really going to have to do with what happens in September with the Fed. If the Fed lowers interest rates, then yes, people are going to start to buy homes. The buyers who are sitting on the fence, I don't know about if the sellers will sell, but the buyers who are sitting on the fence will come out of the woodwork to be like, okay, now I'm increasing my family. I need that extra bedroom. I am an empty nester. I need to downsize because it's going to fit into my retirement
Your
plan
life
better.
has changed, and you need to make your living arrangements different. You have to change something. I would agree.
So I think red or blue, I think September will actually be the date and not November.
Probably going to make it. Yeah, it will probably make a big difference. And, you have to live somewhere, and keep in mind and stay in touch with what is happening with the mortgage rates and with the market. If you're in a position where you need to be making a move, you need a larger house, a smaller house, whatever it is that's happening, just start paying attention to what's going on in the market and then take advantage. Go quickly. I remember when we refinanced, I was like every day, what's happening? What's happening? I had like 3 mortgage people that I'm like looking for, what is their take on it? What is their take on it? And then I got it, and I told my husband, I said, okay, today's the day. We got to do what we got to do today, because I was like, it looks like it's possibly going to go up. So we're going to take advantage of it at the moment. And
So
that's what
you're
I
just
say.
saying that everyone should stay informed if they're in the situation where they need to make a move either way.
I agree.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And just in case anyone needs to figure out how to buy their own home, if you want to go agent free, or if you just want to know what the steps are, please check out recareercenter.com/agent free and watch our mini course. You don't have to buy the whole course at first. We do give a free mini course, and you can see if you are the type of person who actually should be buying their own home. I give a nice little quiz. I'm a Cosmo girl. I love the quizzes. So take the quiz. All right. Thanks for watching this episode. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And we'll see you next time.